the skies with the Airforce Flight Simulator, a state-of-the-art training tool for aspiring pilots.
Good morning. I am Sergeant Gloria Matapelo-Kumalo. I am from Airforce Base Waterkloof. I work under 5 ASU. So I'm an aircraft electrician by mastering. So we are here to exhibit our simulator here. The main aim behind that is to inspire the kids and also to bring the career awareness in the Defense Force, because a lot of kids are not aware that we've got so many careers in the defense. Here we have the Impala. This is Mach 1. This is where the students are coming. So the Mach 1 is equipped with 2 seats, the one for the student in front and then the one for the pilot at the back. So here it's also equipped with the parachute for in case of emergency. We have this thing that they pull. As they pull this, it's going to hit the canopy and then crack it open, and then it will eject. And then the seat will disassemble slowly but surely, and then they will land safely. Inside our simulator, we have the cockpit. So the cockpit is where you get different instruments. So this is where the pilots use them. They need to refer every time with the instrument. And another thing that's nice about the aircraft is that you don't always have to have visual. You can still fly with just the instrument as time progresses. And then when you check in front here, we do have the screen. The screen, it just shows us, because this thing is pre-programmed. So we're just trying to give the kids a feel so they can see and get to see how the aircraft flies. So it just sparks that interest in flying, because you'll find that some of them want to be the pilots, others they want to be the navigators. So this is just a glimpse of it.
The flight simulator provides an immersive experience that's as close to real flying as it gets.
I'm Sergeant Morane Magagane, all the way from Hamutiba Wanamau in Limpopo Province. I'm here in the SANDF Air Force. I'm here to show up the capabilities that you have in South African Air Force. As I'm one of the technicians, I'm working over the engines. What I do basically every day is to overhaul the engine. Whenever there's a problem with the gearboxes and then the turbine and everything, I'm there. Here is one of the engines that we work with, and then this engine has a compressor, the combustion chamber and the turbine and the exhaust. What we do with this engine, normally we train our students so that they can know what we call, when we say we have a compressor, they must be able to identify what the compressor looks like. This is just to show you or to show other people who doesn't even know how the airport looks like. This is just the layout of the airport. How does it look like? Then we have lights here. All the lights that you see on the airport, they talk to, is a way of a communication to our pilots. Yes. And then here we have a cockpit. The cockpit is just showing you around, in and around your aircraft, what's happening on your engine. If your engine is failing, then you're gonna have the indication here at the cockpit. And then even also to see how level is your aircraft, you're also gonna see it on your cockpit. And this is just the starter generator. The starter generator works together with the engine. Immediately when you start your engine, we are using the starter generator. After the completion of everything on the engine, that's when our starter generator is gonna shut down, and then the turbine is going to be the one that's running the engine, because our engines are self-sustaining engines. And then here we have a survival section. Survival section is only for protection, for in case the pilot lands or eject from the aircraft, so they need to be protected all the times. And then we have the survival aids that all the pilots must always have on them through the ejection seat that you see that side, for them to survive on the land or wherever they land. For example, should the pilot land on the forest and then he's thirsty, you're going to use the purifying tablet for him to drink the water so that he can drink the dirty water. Everything that is here is helpful. That's all I can say. And then the pilots must always wear their anti-G suit for them to be protected also.
Good day, colleagues. My name is Sergeant Daniel Masumpa from Airforce Base Waterkloof. I'm here for NDT as I'm an NDT technician. We are just here to make sure that our people here in Makhado, they are aware of NDT, which is a scarce skill. Now, NDT, it is a skill that we use in the Air Force to make sure that we reduce all the accidents. We make sure that all the components that are going towards the aircraft, they are of high quality and the integrity is kept alive. We know that our aircraft also, they experience different temperatures in our country, where we know some areas of our country it's hot, others it's humid. So we make sure that as NDT, we provide safe equipment, we provide safe components and all the materials from the NDT. Here I'm going to demonstrate just 3 of my methods, because at NDT we've got 5. The first one is ultrasound. Ultrasonic, we normally use it to make sure that we check cracks or defects on our components. As you can see here, I'll just do a short demonstration. This is a calibration block which we use normally when we want to go work on an aircraft. This is a safety standard. It's a procedure at NDT. As you can see, if you can look on my screen, you can see there on A, you'll be able to see that I've got 2 back wall echoes. The first one, it's an initial phase, and then the second one, it's the second back wall echo. What is it there for? It is to determine for me or show me the safety before I even go to the aircraft. If you can take note, in between those 2 echoes, there is nothing in between. But if I move it forward, as I'm moving it, I'm showing it, as I will be scanning it forward, then you will start to see many echoes that are showing in the middle there. And my first echo is disappearing. As you can see there on the screen now, my sound is disappearing. What does that mean? It means I've got a defect on my block. Same thing that happens on the machine, it's what happens on the components. So as I've calibrated my machine according to my block, even when I go on my component scanning on the aircraft, it is the same thing. You check there, I've got 2 references. The first one, it is the one that I was showing you now, which is this one, and the second one, it appears there by A. So while I'm busy scanning on the aircraft, sending waves through my transducer, and then you can see there's something that appears in the middle. What does that tell me? It tells me that whatever that I'm checking there, it has got a disruption or a discontinuity. And then indeed, if you can check on your component, here on my component, there is just a defect there, which shows that now this component has got a defect. It's no longer safe for my guys there. It means my pilots might experience some difficulties when they go high up the skies. So NDT, it's just like that. Ultrasound, it's similar to the sonography. If you go to the hospitals, they also use the same procedure, where when they're checking the kids and stuff, they normally put it on the tummies of the mothers, and then that's how it works. And the second one, it is eddy currents. Eddy currents is mostly electricity. Here on my probe has got electromagnetic fields that it sends towards the conductor. It must be a good conductor of electricity. Here I'm going to demonstrate using my calibration block. On this message that is coming from this electromagnetic field, which is in this probe, it's going to go to the screen. So it means now this probe, it gets to be separated twice. When I send it on the screen, it produces the secondary magnetic fields. And then after that, there is eddy currents. Eddy currents, those are the ones now that tells me that there is an indication or not. If we go live and then we just check on it, and then you also focus on the screen, I'm going to null my screen, and then there I can see my dot is appearing. Then you will be scanning. As I'm scanning, you can see there's nothing. If it appears that way, it means there's no defect. But as soon as I go over the crack, then you can see there on my screen, there's a very big pulse that goes high. Then it tells me that on my component, there's an indication or there's a crack. That component then must be taken out, wherein the guys can see if the crack can be repaired or not. That is the second one. On the third one, we've got X-rays. On the x-rays, we normally use x-rays just like at the hospital, medical field. This is exactly the same thing. The x-ray, normally we will have a head. The head will be electrically connected where it produces electrons, and the electrons, they go to our titanium anode part. And then on that one, that's where it will be converted, and then it produces our x-rays. Normally what happens is with x-rays, they are very dangerous, obviously. It goes with us applying safety. That's why we've got devices at which we can use to make sure that wherever we are working, it is so safe. So what happens is we will have our head, which is just an example of what I was showing you now. We will have our head, and then we will have a component, and then we will have a film. That's how we shoot x-rays. This is how the process goes. And then your head will be at this position, and then you take a picture of that bolt, and then it goes to the film. And after that, what you do, you can go to your viewer. Now, after this film, obviously it will depend whether you will develop it, fix it, and then wash it, so that you can see whatever that you were doing while you were on the aircraft. And there is another method now that we're using, which is a scan. We can use a scan, we just push the film in, and then it will bring us the pictures. Then we go to the viewer. At the viewer, that's when now we'll be able to see if there are defects or not. If you can see on my screen, just focusing on that little light, you can see there that there are smaller lines that are showing up. It means now those are the defects. And you can come on my paper here, you can see where it shows the lack of penetration, where there are holes, and also lack of fusion and stuff like that. We can use it mostly on welds and ferromagnetic materials. Now you come this side, this is just now on this smaller box of mine. On this box I've got dye penetrant. Dye penetrant is one of the oldest methods that was used in the 19th centuries. What do we do with it? We normally use only three things. It will be a penetrant, it will be a developer, and then we will use this light. This light also emits radiation. So when you are here, you will take your equipment, your component, obviously put your penetrant, then your penetrant will dwell on the component for like 30 minutes. One of the things that you must do is to pre-clean when you are working with a penetrant. I'm just trying to switch on my light now so that you can see my battery is going off. There you go, there you go. And then if you can see clearly there, the first thing, as I said, you must pre-clean. After pre-cleaning, and then you can put your penetrant, dwell time is 30 minutes. After your 30 minutes, then you can go develop that component. You obviously wash it first, and then you will develop it. After develop it now, the developer will go and search for that penetrant where there are defects. That action, we call it capillary action, where it now go and searches on small areas where it will give us crack. As you can see on that component there, obviously under the light, you will be able to see there's a line there which shows you that there's a crack on that component. But with your normal eyes, you will not be able to see it. So that is that for the NDT. And the last one is radiography. When you don't work safe with radiography, this is what happens. You can be ionized because radiation, what it does, it ionizes your body, which is to like separate your electrons. And then when your electrons are separated, there's nothing that grows again. That's why kids under 18 years, they shouldn't work with radiation, because once they are like this or dosed, then they can be destroyed. That's it from NDT. Thank you so much.